Good morning. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Preston County Commission, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let the record show that all three commissioners are present, including our newest commissioner, Commissioner Smith, Commissioner Stone, and Commissioner Thomas. And I promise I will do everything in my power not to call you Commissioner Preston. I promise. It's just a hard to break old habit, right? So we will move forward with the election of the president. And I would just like to make note that I do desire, if my colleagues would not mind, that I continue as president through the 2023 year.
Well, we have discussed this in the past. We have discussed this in the past about it being a 2-year cycle anyway, and I have no problem with that whatsoever because it seems to be a little better continuality anyway, instead of just switching every year. To me, it's a lot of big work. And having talked to other county commissioners around the country, a lot of them do it on a 2-year thing. And I think
that way it fits your term better.
Yeah, it does. It fits the term better. So.
Yeah, but me and Dawn we're fine with that.
Yep. So if you want to make the motion, Hunter, I'll do that.
I'm gonna move to what would I say, elect Samantha Stone as our county commission president.
I will second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded for Commissioner Stone to be the president for the 2023 year. Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Yes. All right. We'll move into selecting the date and time of our county commission meetings.
Do we need to open the street?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, you have to, if you can ahead of yourself now.
And are you doing that, Dee? I thought it had to be someone from the clerk's office.
You got it, Dee.
I'm not a notary.
Well, I don't think that matters, honestly.
Years ago.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
I don't think it matters as long as someone who notarizes it, you have done that.
Okay,
And it's
all
been
right.
witnessed. I think that's all true. Required, honestly.
Whoever's doing that.
Because even on the
It'll be
paperwork, it doesn't
not
say
notarized.
that a clerk's person just says notarize it. And we do have the prosecuting attorney here as a witness, and also the assessor, so I think we're okay.
So I, Samantha Stone, do solemnly swear
I, Samantha Stone, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of this state,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office of president
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office of president
of the Preston County Commission for the 1-year term commencing January 3rd, 2023.
of the Preston County Commission Office of President for the 1-year term of the year 2023.
To the best of my skill and judgment,
To the best of my skill and judgment,
so help me God.
so help me God. Thank you. All right, we will move forward with the date and time of our commission meetings. A few years back, we did make the change to Tuesdays, and that seems to be working very well. It keeps us from canceling meetings that when holidays fall on Mondays, and it just makes sense. So if there is no issue with the meetings being held on Tuesday at 9:30 a.m., if Tuesday's a holiday, the county commission will meet on Wednesday following the holiday. And the notice of meeting, agenda is available to the public at the close of business day, 2 days prior to the meeting date. All notices of meetings are posted on the door at the county commission meeting room and in the rear of the annex at 106 West Main Street, Suite 202, Kingwood, West Virginia, 26537. And I think we can do that all in one motion to set the.
I think we can. Just for future, it doesn't need to be in this, but just for future reference, we need to put it also that our agendas are on our website online.
Yes.
So just need to add to the future, but it's not necessary at this time. At this time, I make a motion that we set our meeting date time for Tuesday at 9:30 unless conflict for the holiday. And also that our notice of meeting agendas be posted as accordingly.
I second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded to set the Preston County Commission meeting weekly on Tuesdays at 9:30 a.m. And the notice of the meeting for agendas will also continue the same way with also being listed on our website. Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas.
Yes.
Yes. Legal holidays, courthouse and courthouse annex closing for 2023. We have a list of those legal holidays. The council commission has traditionally followed what the state does for legal holidays, and if there's no objection, this list can stand as proposed. We'll need a motion for that. And then historically, we have any additional days that the governor does declare, we have followed that because we do follow what the state does.
I would just, like I said, in the future, I would like us to seriously discuss this next time.
For 24.
Yes, and that way we're not just dropping it at the last second to discuss these things about the governor, because it seems to me, all these additional days that he just decides to get, and I'm not just gonna pick on Jim Justice, there's other governors who have done it, but it does throw a monkey wrench in things. Because when people plan on the courthouse being open to pay their taxes or come and see the assessor or whoever, get their marriage license, and all of a sudden at the last second, we're not open because the governor said on Tuesday that I'm getting everybody Friday off. And I just don't think that's the way to do business personally, you know? And we give it and we actually go over and above on the holidays anyway, because we give an additional one for Buckley Festival anyway. But
I think our employees certainly appreciate the extra time.
Well,
that-
I'm not denying that.
Sure,
I mean,
right.
everybody appreciates a
Well,
day
yeah,
off.
I
I'm just saying, we are here to serve the public, and that's my point.
Yeah, I think they appreciate the time, that a week in advance would be good of the governor, just so people could plan their schedules out.
Yeah, I mean, him doing it at the last minute like he has a tendency to do, it really does throw things in a tizzy a lot of times. Because people plan on being here, they take days off work so they can come here and do business at the courthouse. And all of a sudden, they get here and nobody's here. And that's not good. I just don't think that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to serve the public. So, but at this time, I will make a motion that we follow the holidays as they have been presented according to code.
A second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the legal holiday list for the courthouse and the courthouse annex closing for the 2023 year. Any additional days declared by the governor as special observances will be observed. Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Yes. All right, meeting procedures.
At this time, I just make a motion, I'm not gonna read all this. It's basically we're keeping the same procedures that we've had in the past. And I just want to make a motion that we adhere to the meeting procedures as we have been written.
I second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the meeting procedures as they are written and have been previously in the past observed. Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Yes. Moving along to our hours of operation for the annex. Currently, our hours have been Monday, 8:30 a.m. through 5:30 p.m., Tuesday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. for the annex. And then the hours of operation for the courthouse are 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Monday through Friday.
Are we all good with that?
I think so. It seems to be working out.
Okay, I would like to move to keep the hours of operation of the annex from on Monday from 8:30 to 5:30 and Tuesday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. And the hours of operation for the courthouse, 8:30 to 4:30.
I'll second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the hours of operation for the annex and the hours of operation of courthouse as noted on the agenda. Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Yes. All right, we're now going to move into our appointment or reappointment of our commissioners to boards and or committees. 911 Advisory Committee will be Samantha Stone, the LEPC Local Emergency Planning Commission is Samantha Stone. The Preston County FEMA Board is Hunter Thomas. Preston County Economic Development Authority Board of Directors is Samantha Stone. Solid Waste Authority Board of Directors, Don Smith. Region 6 Planning and Development Council, Don Smith. Farmland Protection Board, Samantha Stone. Workforce West Virginia Board of Directors, Hunter Thomas. Community Corrections Board of Directors, Don Smith. Greater Morgantown Convention and Visitors Bureau, Don Smith. And Extension Service Committee, Hunter Thomas. With no objection, we will approve that list as read.
I move that we approve this list.
I second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the appointment and reappointment of commissioners to these boards and committees as read. Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Yes. Also, I'd like to just make a side note that Commissioner Thomas has elected to go on to the EMS Advisory Committee, which is not one that we must do, but Commissioner Price did serve that committee and attend to keep the commission updated on what was going on as we move forward with the ordinance and other things. It's important that a commissioner is present. Commissioner Thomas has agreed to do so. So just make note of that. We have no one from the public to be recognized, I do not believe, correct? And so then I will entertain a review of the bills.
This time I move that we pay the bills that they've been properly presented and approved.
I would second that.
Been properly moved and seconded to pay the bills as they've been properly presented and approved. Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Yes. All right, we'll move on to our assessor's office. I do not see any tax corrections at this time. All right. No apportionments and no scheduled appointments. So we will move into the estate settlement list.
This time I move that we approve these estate settlements for Rutherford, Shea, and Stone.
I second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the estate settlement list December 19th, 2022 through December 22nd, 2022 for Rutherford, Shea Senior, and Stone. Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Yes. PIVs.
This time I move that we dispense with the reading of PIVs and accept them in the record for December 22nd through the 20th.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to dispense with the readings of the proceedings and vacation and enter them into record for December 22nd, 2022 through December 28th, 2022. Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Yes. We have nothing for the fiduciary commissioner report. Brings us to our old business. We just have a standing EMS ordinance discussion. I don't believe there's anything to discuss for that today.
The only thing is I want to make sure I get Hunter's email to get him the most recent draft that I got up there so we can take
H.
a look
Thomas?
at it.
It's Thomas
Just
at Preston County WV.gov.
I thought so, but everyone did not want to.
Thanks, I got that
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
You just give me the H. Thomas part, I got the rest.
all right. Moving along to new business. We don't really have anything listed, but we do have some stuff within our county coordinator's report. So good morning and happy new year.
And to you as well. All right, and as we have entered the new year, we have other issues. First, we need to approve the 2023 Board of Equalization and Reviews schedule. You have that list of Tuesday, January 31st, February the 3rd, February the 9th.
And you already sent the RSVPs on this, is that how?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I remember saying, okay.
Okay. I move to approve the 2023 Board of Equalization and Review schedule as stated.
I will second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the 2023 Board of Equalization and Review schedule as presented. Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Also, calendar-wise, while we're here and about it, we have the two meetings in Charleston coming up, one this month and one early next month. The question is, do we want to have a sort of pay the bills meeting for the Wednesdays following those two meetings.
Probably need to, it is toward the end, especially the ones toward the end of the month. so
That would be, Wednesday, January 25th. And actually, the other one would be a Thursday, which would be February the 9th. And that is one of the Board of Equalization
Well, that works out perfect
meetings
then.
too, as well.
Okay.
Okay, just, we can move along, I don't think that,
I don't think. Of course, we'll get into the sheriff's department situation, but it also highlights, just basically where we are with a lot of the building spaces that the county has, in that there was a lot cleaned out over the last few days.
Definitely.
But it shows, what's sitting there, what's being used, what isn't being used. And Joe and I have felt that it would be a time for, basically, it would be a chance to ask all the departments, all the officials, where they stand with their lodgings, their offices, their spaces, their personnel, and really what's there, what they would like to have, what's needed. And so, with your permission, Joe and I would like to put together a needs assessment, contacting all the offices and preparing that report, giving us a nice base to work from as we look at some of the changes that may be coming up.
yes, please do.
Yeah.
Right?
I keep think we have to make a motion to change those meetings.
I don't think, because it's in our, when we set our statutory stuff, that if we have to cancel a meeting on a Tuesday, it will be the next day on Wednesday,
Okay.
as that.
Well, that's true,
correct?
yeah, you know what, you're right, yeah.
And I do not believe we have any budget revisions.
We do not.
All right, miscellaneous correspondence?
None at this time, no.
All right.
Just one thing, Joe, if we could get updated numbers on ARPA and what requests we have right now for next meeting.
That will be on in your packet.
Thank you. And then Joe LaRue, is he coming to give us an update on the sheriff's department?
I would hope so, yes.
All right, so, and we need him for a couple other things here as well. All right, well, let's go ahead with just a basic synopsis of the sheriff's department before he does get here. He can give us a little bit more of the detail, but we were, you can go ahead.
Please.
Okay. Of course, as everyone knows, there was the great flood of 2022 has taken place, and there's been a lot of things that's had to be cleaned out. You don't have to list that I called it that, but looking back in history, it's a pretty big deal, what took place in the sheriff's department. And there was a lot of things that couldn't be saved. There are a lot of files that we are working to save. That we will not have a good grasp on a damage assessment just yet, probably for about a week. We met, actually, Joe Hogger, Joe LaRue, myself and Hunter met on Friday with the insurance adjuster, and also the gentleman that was recommended from Service Master, who does the document preservation. I was a little bit uncertain as far as insurance comes when coverage goes, when you look at the preservation of some of those documents. And the fact of the matter is some of them cannot be preserved, but that is something that they have to analyze once they take the ones that are really bad. There was some documents that just are getting cleaned out that don't have to be retained, that were just being stored. So, that's a good thing. And, looking at the documents, once we really got in there and took a good look at how much water, there was a lot of water. So anything on bottom shelves up to 8, 10 to even a foot in some places were extremely saturated. But some of them, depending on the way the seams ran in the top of those old cells, were missed. And so if I had to give an example of what some of the documents looked like, it was just something that had been stored out where it was cold and no heat, kind of just feel like a little damp to touch. So, as long as they get, like a dehumidifier running and, get everything that wasn't saturated in an environment that is fixing that, I don't believe that we'll have to go through the preservation process with a lot of those documents. So we'll be looking at all of that in the upcoming week as the crews continue to clean out things. There was a lot of damaged, well, the roofing, the ceilings were really damaged.
Ceilings down.
Yes, all the insulation had to come out. It was a lot. It was really a lot.
Definitely gonna be a work in
It is. But the good news of the day is that building is solid. That old jail is solid. So other than the things that were stored in it, the structure itself doesn't appear to have any damage. And we have a great roof. The roof
Yeah,
didn't leak.
I think that leak proved my opinion on the jailhouse and how good it's built.
It is built
It's
really
sturdy,
well.
yeah.
Yes. And so that is just a continued, it'll be a continued work in progress, and we're anticipating a report to come in from the adjuster, hopefully by the end of the month. The holiday being thrown in there and all the other organizations around the county or the state for that experienced the freeze, like they did. There was a lot of claims going out, but the risk pool was definitely very attentive and wonderful to work with through all of that. So anything else you'd like to add to that?
I think you covered it.
Okay, maybe Joe will have some additional things to add to that. All right. What else are we? Of course, we had the swearing in of Mr. Thomas today, and it was a good
I would
thing.
just like to say thank you to everyone that came. I look forward to serving Preston County. It's been a long time coming.
Long campaign trail, right?
Yeah, long campaign
Yeah.
trail.
Okay. Anything else that you can think of? We're waiting on Joe LaRue to get here.
Is he on his way?
He should be. He should be.
I have a solid waste meeting tomorrow evening. Other than that, really not a whole lot, because, with the holidays are in, they're kind of quiet.
I do not have any, there is a EMS meeting on Thursday at 4:30, EMS advisory meeting. So make sure to put
Yeah,
that on
I'll
your
write it down too.
calendar and take care of that. Trying to think. We do have our upcoming meetings coming in Charleston. If there's any, but Connie, are you attending the one in February? Is that when you will go? Okay. I do have a question. Did you receive an email from a lady at the Embassy Suites, like a salesperson? I'm thinking it might have been like maybe someone hacking, because I've never received an email asking if we had any upcoming trips to the embassy. When it's the sales manager.
That email, but I don't look at stuff like that.
I never received anything like that either, so I'm
Yeah.
thinking you.
Yeah,
You never know. It could just be a go-getter lady.
right.
Get some sales.
Yeah, I
We're all booked up.
have too many other things that I need to look at.
We do not have, do we have any other commissioner comments? We have, I'm going to request an executive session on personnel, and so do we have anything else that we need to?
I think we discussed it all.
Anybody? Okay. All right, I would like to make a motion to go into executive session with our OEM 911 for personnel.
I'll second that.
Properly moved and seconded to go into executive session. Commissioner Thomas, or Commissioner Smith, sorry, Commissioner Stone, yes, Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
All right. All right, we'll go into executive session. I anticipate it might be more than just 5 or 10 minutes. So if you guys need anything or you want to hang out, it might be just a little bit of information, so. All right, we'll go. I'm, yeah, Thomas.
We got to do something.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
We won't need Joe just yet.
We don't need you for this one. Oh, sure. No problem.
We'll get you as soon as we can.
Down there needed. How are you, Prosecutor Shea?
I'm all right, how about you?
I got something for you to take a look at. In your business schedule, where they want to do it, so all their problems. So basically, sir, is over near the hospital where they want to give the park one section and the hospital one section. But it's got to make sure the commission retains the right of way and of course the hospital. If we're giving them the very end of the land that the right of ways, it won't come off of 26. But it would just take the prosecutor a second. So I apologize, so hypothetically, if the commission decides to give that chunk to Parks and Rec, do you write the deed for them? Who writes that?
I can, yeah.
I see. So and then when you write the deed, you could make sure all of this stuff is, all that fancy language you all use is in there, that the commission and the hospital retain the right of way. And the right of way is clearly marked, and they have 80-foot right of way.
Yeah, that would be easy enough.
Thank you. I think we're all good. I think you've answered all of our questions so far. So why does the prosecutor come to the meeting? What's up with that?
Should I not?
No, I'm sure you're definitely welcome. But I was just curious as to what brings our prosecutor to the exciting.
The main reason that I came today, I wanted to see Hunter's first meeting, but the main reason I came was because my dad's estate was on the list.
I see. So you're saying you're like everybody else?
But I'm waiting because the lawyer who handled the house wouldn't pay out the full value until the commission signed off on it. So
That's it.
which ruffled my feathers a little bit, but anyway.
You're saying, sir, you're like everybody else, you just don't have 4, 5, 6, 7, you have like 10 things going on.
Correct.
Or 20,
Yes.
all at the same time.
Yeah.
So, now if we can, while we have the prosecutor here, if we can switch gears, on the sheriff's office, and the
That's the
calls,
other reason I'm here.
and the call service, is there any, how does that work? Like they did not have an updated list of who to call? Is there any wrongdoing in that?
I'll be honest with you, Joe, I don't know, because I don't know, I mean, I'm partially here just to get information, because I don't have a lot of information.
I see,
So I can't really opine on that.
I see. So it's seemingly, who would be liable? Who would be the person that makes sure that, I guess, you think it would inevitably come down to us to make sure the call list is correct?
When you say the call list, what?
So basically, I apologize. So basically, when the fire alarm goes off and the fire department is notified, there's always somebody that is contacted that owns the building or is in charge of the building. So, and to tell you the truth, sir, I don't know who all they did contact. On the maintenance side, they contacted Kathy, which is retired, and Mark. Mark did not answer. Kathy took no action. So to the legal standpoint, they did contact somebody. You know what I mean?
And who is they?
The service that,
The security service that we
Yes.
pay for?
yes.
Who is that company?
Morgantown Fire and Security.
So there was an alarm that was alarming. at the
Right.
sheriff's
So
office.
I guess that the third floor pool stations
actually shorted out because of all the water caused it. So that,
It seems to me that it would be incumbent upon the commission to keep that company abreast of who the correct contact people are. That's what it seems, I mean, that's my gut
I
reaction.
would say you're exactly right.
But, you know,
I apologize, Ms. Nicole. I did not say hello.
You are totally fine. Hello, Mr. Joe.
We come right in, we saw the prosecutor, we had questions for him. We went right straight to speak with him. What's that? I don't know. Have they mentioned anything about the files today or anything, meeting with the file guy? Did Joe bring it up?
really,
Not so much. So basically, no
they were
updates.
waiting for you to
Yeah, they're
give
waiting for you.
details.
I see.
Waiting.
I mean, today, I saw the agenda. I thought they would be a while. I really did. And, I knew Joe used to text me and he called. I thought, wow, if he can call, that means it's over. And before 10, I was looking at 10:15 myself. I would say as bad as I hate them probably after this, like the second again. They're trying to be very calm and not, tie you up the whole time. Just to say, oh, yes, I did get those leaves out of that gutter. Oh, yes, there was a this, there was a that. I don't blame them. Who wants to hear that crap? Poor TD has to write it down.
I appreciate it. You start typing it up for me.
I've been typing that for, I hate it for anybody to have to write that stuff down.
What a gentleman.
Well, Kathy's not here today. Is Kathy on vacation? I see her replacement.
It was,
Was Jean?
on my, it would have been sister, so that would have been,
Her sister-in-law.
yeah.
Jean, I know Jean White. Jean White.
I saw that.
Yeah. I knew her. She,
Me too.
good guy.
They worked with my dad for many years now.
He would find in the spring every stinking morel mushroom in the country. He was the morel mushroom king.
He just was a nature guy, I mean, he could,
That's right around the corner, I'm excited.
You had to be on your game, he was gonna get ahead of Gene White the last 7 years. He must have got to retire early,
he did.
because he was just 65.
It-
I know he's been off longer than,
No, it had something to do with when they shut down Auburn, because they gave them special officers and offers and stuff, so.
he was so close. Which turned out to be a blessing, because he basically, like, I have to work, I'm 65, he would have got nothing. He would have not been off whatsoever. I have to work, I'm 67.
Technically, I'm already retired, but you see how that's working.
So when-
I got 3 jobs.
When's your retirement age, full retirement age, Mr. Shea?
The way my kids are bleeding me dry, probably never.
I'm with you. So we are just adjusted. So now, was that your son who was with you before the New Year's holiday in your office with you?
Mhm.
I see.
Yeah.
So you've got a long ways to go, sir.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Got a 9-year-old, a 15-year-old, and an 18-year-old, so.
you're good luck.
My 18-year-old's in the Marine Corps this way.
Wow.
You would think that would mean I'm off the hook, but I'm not.
It's something.
Takes somebody once a week. I said, how do you not have one? You got no expenses and you're getting paid money, so how do you need money?
It's Connie laughs at this. She knew where we're at in this
You're
conversation.
talking about kids.
Kids and grandkids. So me and my wife are right at the point where they have just been gone, everybody's been gone for about a year. So we're at that point in our life where we're still sort of in shock that they're gone. And they're still, everybody's making their normal routines, being married and having people, and 1 grandkid. So we're in a very, interesting situation here. They're gone, they've been gone about a year, it looks like they may stay gone, maybe.
You said you're kind of in the holding pattern.
Yeah, we're kind of scared, one of them will come back, maybe bring somebody with them. So we're in a very interesting part of our life for sure. We enjoy it, we enjoy our free time, we enjoy, that we don't have to be centered 100% of the time around the kids. We can do things. If we don't have a flood at the sheriff's office, we can do things.
It is very nice. Mine are out for, well, we're going on year 3. And, it's quite nice.
It is
Well,
very,
the more the grandkids increase, the more your responsibility increases and the more your,
I haven't crossed that road yet. I don't
Oh,
we
have
have,
any
we have one
grandkids.
that's 3, and you're Miss Connie's right.
yeah,
As more.
yeah, because, then you have to live far away. Well, that's true. Mine live pretty close. So, then you just go home, that's what you want to do, you can see them, and then they want you to play, and then, then the other parents need to go someplace, oh, just leave them here, we'll take care of them, well, then, so nothing in my house gets done, I just play,
Exactly.
And then there's times when they need to have a babysitter, or, and then there's ball games, then they start, and all the activities, and then you go and watch.
So Prosecutor Shay's children ages, it's just like my wife's family. My wife was the 9-year-old. She was way later than Mark and Joe Val, which was your age. So in your situation, that's the way my wife, like your 9-year-old was way away.
We're always the old parents and there's like.
I, my kids, people's parents were like, I didn't have one of the divorce, but your splinter tails started 5, my splints are late, one of them was 37, so I was way older.
Yeah. We were 36 when Owen was born, so.
And Clarence Brown was 40. So she's 10 years after Mark, and 8 years after Joe Val. So they called it a noose. What the heck happened here? We had this all done. And of course, she's this poor rotten little baby. The last one, way away from everybody else. Only about herself. That's what happens. But the young man seemed to be doing good when he was here with you before.
He's a good boy.
He seemed like a very fine.
He's ornery.
That's a good.
Let's get that up through his mother's side.
Yes, absolutely.
That's it.
He's my little buddy.
So what was they discussing first, DB, executive session? What was the first one?
This is the first one. This is the first
And
one.
what is it now?
Oh, yeah.
And-
It's also been Dwayne.
Personnel.
I see. Huh. That's something that I know any other discussion would have to be executive. Kind of interesting. Once again, there's very hard decisions on that front, as everybody knows.
Oh, yeah.
That you have, I call them served businesses. You know what I mean? Now, everybody to the commissioners, they have to ensure everybody's covered. And feel obviously everybody at this point in the county is uncovered. But you have to tread lightly because they are actual businesses. Turn around and you're silly. People, they all get paid.
You're talking about employees?
Of the EMS squads. So like Cam, well, all of them, wouldn't you term it that way?
I would consider them business.
They're a privately run business, and, I don't really agree. We've had a lengthy discussion on my opinion on that. I think it should be a county run. I've been with the fire department for a long time. I deal with the EMS all the time. And if we're gonna come up with an ordinance and make the taxpayers pitch in, it needs to be a county-run business. And we shouldn't be funding private businesses, because then they run their business like, well, we can, to me, and I've been a
So that-
business owner for a
So that
long
they're
time.
held accountable on the same standards.
Exactly, because I mean, I've run a business for 20 years and I know how to run my business and stay within the parameters of expenditures and stuff like that, because I don't have a safety net that if I overspend, well, these people are obligated to come in and fill in my holes. And to me, that would be, if we're gonna come up with an ordinance, which I don't think is necessary, if it was a county-run business and everything was more streamlined, we have the money to fund it, we don't need an ordinance, but.
That's one of those, another one of the lovely gems that we get from the West Virginia legislature, where they draft this legislation and don't really think through all the consequences.
No, but I mean, I really think it needs to kind of be pushed into a county-run thing, because I know a lot of these people personally, and I know a lot of the inner workings of what goes on, and I don't think it's something that the public should be forced to fund at this point, because it's just like shoveling money into a black hole. And there's not a whole lot of accountability. Like the fire department, we have so many checks and balances that it's checked and rechecked and double checked on where our money's going. And the EMS does not have that type of structure put in place, because it is a privately run company. And so I don't agree with kind of the direction that a few of them are wanting to go in and with this funding.
So Ms. Nicole, you believe that the commission's first objective would be to fill in the gaps where?
I don't think that, I mean, okay, we've been giving them $3,000 up till now, and well, for the last couple of years, and then,
I apologize. So as far as a county-run EMS, it's
maybe
first,
bail them out, and give them a substantial amount of money, even if we get this ordinance. Something was to happen, that goes out of business. You know, they're selling off their equipment, they're selling off, and the county's left wanting, and then we've got to restructure and start over. Why would you gamble with that? I mean, why would you even throw that much money at something that wasn't sustainable, like fixed and for sure sustainable? And if it was a county-run thing, then it is. Have money in it, let's get some nice stuff and get some, paying these people what they need. And I know a ton of EMS people that work in Taylor and Mon County because of the dynamics that go on with the EMS companies that we have. So I just,
No, we do not.
All right, Commissioner Thomas made the motion to come out of executive session. Commissioner Smith seconded, all three voted yes, and no action taken. All right, next, Joe, can you go ahead and move forward with your maintenance report for
that
us?
would be perfect.
Okay.
Commissioner. Good morning, commissioners, and good morning, everybody. So as you all may have heard, we had a flood in the sheriff's office.
Great flood in 2022.
And I would like to start off by thanking all the commissioners for all their help. And I would like also to thank Commissioner Stone for her leadership during this very tough time. Many hard decisions, hundreds of phone calls, lots of delegating and redelegating. Thank you so very much for being there. And it was a great help to me, to Mr. Holger. Thank you, Mr. Joe Holger, for your help. He took thousands of pictures. So also, I would like to thank all the departments of the county for all their help, because during that time, all of our resources and our time was taken up. Like Dory and Dee Dee cleaned the walks that morning. You know, I mean, every single person kicked in. Folks cleaned their offices because, as you all know, our staff was out sick with the flu. Folks cleaned their offices. You know, everybody, I believe, come together as a team and did an amazing job to get through it. And of course, we have a long ways to go. So right now, at the sheriff's office, as the service master folks has been there. I believe the third full large dumpster has been filled up with stuff that was damaged in the flood. And seemingly, everything seemingly is still drying out at this point with all the dehumidifiers and fans and everything running. All of the sensitive files that was damaged in the second floor of the jailhouse section of the sheriff's office has been either secured. I think that Lisa Leishman has did an amazing job of bringing the files that did not need to be recovered and drying a lot of files out on her own. Her and her staff has done a great job. So all the files that, and I'm not aware of what's going on with the files on the third floor of the sheriff's office. That's, but so far, of course, the electric was restored, the water was restored so that they can continue in their recovery efforts. We believe that they will come back this week, and now the actual, I call gutting of the section will happen. We all met Friday with the adjuster. I believe we had a great meeting, and he seems to be going to work closely with us. So all in all, as bad as it was, it seemed to bring, all the county operations back together. And it was a unified front towards, a terrible disaster.
And Joe, let's not forget about you. Or you.
Yeah.
You're all
Right,
together. I think the county made a great decision with you.
And we have been very fortunate that I have been able to be helpful to the commission in these times with only really being here since April. But, it was, good that thus far, we went far enough through those buildings that I could help the firemen get to the right door to shut off break in and shut off the water and everything. So I'm very happy that I was able to assist as much as I was for the commission as short time as I've been here. So on that front, we will continue to work with the service master folks on getting the damaged parts out of the building. We have already met with contractors so that we can quickly get the sheriff's office put back and back going. We can't thank the sheriff's office enough. They continued to run their operation even while the water was running through the ceiling. And they have done an amazing job. They, of course, have started to move a lot of their stuff to the deputy's building so that the sheriff's office can be repaired. So moving on from the sheriff's office, if the commissioners have no objections, and I don't know if you all went over this in Joe Halber's report, if the commissioners have no objections, I would like to move forward at the lot beside the 911 center. The health department has approached us, and they would like to see if there's a chance that they could build a new building at the lot beside the 911 center. And they would like to get the space need requirements they have and put them with the space need requirements of the extension service and also the WIC office. And they would like to combine in the same building all of those entities. And they would like to move forward in the design process of that building, having space for the health department, the extension service, and the WIC office. And they have proposed even paying for the design of that building. And they have some money to put forward the new building, but of course not all of the money. And they would have to work with the commission on getting the rest of the money.
Yeah, they had talked to us previously.
Yeah.
BJ had
So
came and talked to us and talked about if they had that part done, the part you was talking, the land, which we hadn't given it to them yet, but we at least talked to them, so we were open to that. And also the fact that they had the design process done, that there were grants they can go after, like Taylor, thank you.
Yes, sir, that is correct. So you are correct. If they have, as you just said, if they have this design process in place, then get the avenue and, for the funding would be great. So So the commission has no objections, we'll move forward with getting the space requirements of all those people getting together, and the health department will start with the design process.
Sounds good.
And I think that the lot beside the 911 center, I think, and I agree with all the parties that has discussed this so far, I think that the health department should help and be matching to the design of the beautiful 911 center. It's been a great new building for the county commission. And I think that it should be, the looks of the building
Aesthetically.
should comment, yeah, I think exactly. So we will move forward on that front. And other than, we are still working on all the work orders as they come due, as they come to us. We're working on that. People have to email us if there's anybody that they do not hear from us. You can always call Miss Angie. She can get us straightened out, get us on the right track. We thank every single person for their cooperation during this time that we've been so busy at the sheriff's office. And with that being said, I think that's all I have at this point, unless you all have any questions.
No, but I would like to make a motion to go to another executive session on personnel, county commission personnel. Wait a second.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to go into executive session for personnel matters. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. And Jay, could you come into this one, please?
Well, thank you, sir.
The longest executive sessions in
Did you have any stuff over there in the sheriff's department? Records?
Ours is downstairs, already basically. It doesn't matter about that though, I mean, it doesn't matter that it's down there growing old.
That's not. Remember when I worked
But it's a mess, I had to
for
do it that
my Wall Street Journal stuff.
Uh,
So then you had to take that, I had to research some of the states.
Yeah.
Randy used to go down and shred stuff. It's a mess back then.
Yeah, it's awful.
Is there a lot of things that they didn't done it?
In our basement, it's pretty much full.
So they would be nice.
Yeah. If you could get some kind of
Like our
air quality down there, that would keep mold from on stuff and work on things a little bit, then that would, yeah. Mold goes on the outside of the cabinets.
That's the old section of it. I agree with it. But do you know fires or anything like that?
Well, there's a dehumidifier down there, but nobody kind of makes sure it keeps running and empties it, so it's.
We have one on our side too, and it's basically just running actually at some time. David Brown is religious about running that.
Yeah.
Because he was out there.
Mhm.
And you know, the tour is circulated air.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, there's no more circulation.
Right.
Just have release for you today.
Oh, was that what she did? What time is her session?
All right, Commissioner Thomas made the motion to come out of executive session, and Commissioner Smith seconded. All three voted yes, and we are going to take some action.
The Preston County Commission will proceed effective immediately with the termination of county employee Mark Galler due to insubordination. Joe LaRue will inform Mr. Galler as his immediate supervisor.
I'll second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded. to terminate effective immediately Mr. Mark Gower due to the reasons stated in the motion. Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Yes. All right, do we have anything else today that we need to take care of?
Just one little bit of info. We just got an email from the auditor's office about the county budget preparation workshop that's coming up. And it literally just got emailed to us. So, I would like to go, and I can suggest you go. And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go. If anybody wants to go.
I think
But
we're all.
It's,
agreeing.
yeah, there's one in Bridgeport, so.
What is the date?
It's the 30th.
Okay.
The 30th,
30th,
yeah. Which works out great. It's like, it's that Monday before our,
30th of February.
January, and the deadline's the 25th. So that being said, Jake, if you don't mind, can you just go and make reservations for all of us and we'll just go? That'd be easier than us sending 4 different forms or whatever.
And what day of the week is that?
That is a Monday.
Oh, okay.
All right, anything else we need to discuss today?
I think.
All right.
Good.
All right, this meeting is adjourned. And then,
A five.
and call me once you need to.
It has to be
Oh,
done.
hey, Jay.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Hold on.
Did you have a good New Year?
Did I? Yeah.
I thought you were asking for a
Peaceful
second.
one. I never